These are all the currently available distortion, overdrive and fuzz pedals in Behringer's sub-€25 line. It's hard to find good sound samples from all of these to compare them, let alone used with a drum machine or synthesizer. So if you're looking for very low-cost analog distortion options to extend your sound palette, then this is the video for you. Hello everyone, this is... First off, why distortion pedals? Well, nowadays many effects work quite well as a plugin, delays and reverbs for example. But personally, I haven't found a substitute for analog distortion yet. Feel free to leave your recommendations in the comments. Each of these pedals has tone shaping options, but for the sake of brevity and comparability, we carefully chose 1 or 2 settings for each context that are representative of the overall character of the pedal. We also adjusted the output of the drum machines and synthesizers to best fit the respective pedal, and we matched the volume across all recordings for a fair comparison. All pedals were recorded straight into an audio interface without any additional post-processing. You can use the chapters to quickly jump between the tests, but you can also find all of the recordings in high quality on our Patreon page. By the way, we decided to keep the channel ad-free, so if you like what we do, please support us on Patreon. Let's see. The overdrive distortion has some useful sounds, and I like that you can seamlessly blend between overdrive and distortion. But the high noise floor was just too much for me. I didn't like the ultra metal at all. That sound is not my cup of tea. The vintage tube overdrive is the classic tube screamer circuit, always good to have for different applications. The heavy distortion is also a solid performer. I was able to get a few useful sounds out of that. But my favorites are the Super Fuzz, the bass overdrive, and the heavy metal. I love the Super Fuzz in Mode 1 on synthesizers. So evil. Mode 2 is way too scooped for my taste, but I kind of liked it on the 808 kick. Boost mode is actually useful for adding a little bit of dirt and killing loud transients from a kick or snare. The bass overdrive can deliver a large amount of bass, but it's also good for a more subtle treatment. That wet-dry balance knob is useful for preserving the punch of the original signal. The heavy metal can sound pretty close to the inbuilt distortion of the TD3, which I like, but it offers a wider range of sounds. This one was also a lot of fun on guitar. Regarding the build quality, of course at that price point you have to cut corners somewhere. Unlike pricier pedals, these are made out of plastic. That's not really a problem when having them on a table and operating them by hand, but during a gig I would think twice before enthusiastically stomping on these with my feet. Changing the battery is a bit of a hassle. Using a screwdriver, you need to poke 2 pins and then lift the lid. When trying this for the first time, I somehow managed to put so much tension on this spring that it launched itself away into the corner of our studio. And now to put it back together again. That's it for this video. Hit subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss anything. Which sounds did you like best? Tell us in the comments.
Bunny.